I heard I was going to be speaking on this stage while I was at my friend's house. I walked out into her garden to try and get my head around this news when I came upon her massive trampoline. If I'm honest, it was a bit worse for wear. It was a bit rusty, the legs, and there was no net mind, but I was desperate to have a go. So I gave the legs a little bit of a tug and bounced a little bit like this, pressing on it to see if it was going to take my weight, because I'm not as slim as I once was. Well, that was it. Grabbed onto the pole and hoiked myself up onto the trampoline. It was all covered in leaves, and as I bounced, the leaves started bouncing with me. I was having a ball. I bounced, and then I started reaching my arms up into the trees, and the leaves were falling down, just adding to my joy. But what I really wanted to do was a trick I used to do when I was a child, and that was to jump as high as I could, bounce onto my bottom, and then rebound back onto my feet. But I was absolutely sure this was not going to end well. I was going to injure myself or end up on the ground through this rusty trampoline. Eventually, I got back to the middle, and I started jumping and jumping higher and higher until finally, I'm not going to do it today, am I? Here. Hi, I'm Dena. I'm an educator and playful adult who loves helping other adults and children to nourish their resilience and relationships through play. Play has been a constant companion in my life. As a child growing up with an alcoholic father, moving to England from America as a young adult, adopting 2 children with my wife, and most recently, overcoming a stress-related illness. All of these things, play has been a constant companion for me. But I haven't always understood the role it was playing in my life. More recently, as I've been helping adults, professionals, and parents to become more playful, I've noticed some things get in the way for adults being more playful. One of the things I've noticed is being an adult is serious business, isn't it? Yeah, and so there's a lot of adversity coming into our lives, and there's a lot of adversity up here. Our own mindset about play can take a part in that as well. The other thing I've noticed is play is elusive. Did you know that scholars have not been able to agree on a definition of play? It's no wonder then, recently when I was at a primary school and I posed the question to a staff team, what have you done in the past 7 days that's been playful? The whole room fell silent. They weren't sure what I meant by playful. On Google, play is most simply defined as any activity we engage in for recreation and enjoyment, rather than a practical or serious purpose. Think about it. Play is not meant to be serious, but can it be seriously fun? I think, especially for adults, it can be. The other thing I've noticed is we're not exactly sure how play can help us. As I was saying before, play has played a part in my life forever, but how exactly is it helping? Scholars are just discovering some of those things. I'm still learning, and so that's one of the reasons perhaps that we don't use play. It's not one of our go-tos. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through some simple ABCs and 1, 2, 3s to help you get around some of these barriers to add more play into your life. A is for adversity, B is for bounce back, and C is for connection. And then the 1, 2, 3 are 3 simple steps you can take to inject your life with some play. So let's think about adversity. The Mental Health Foundation in 2018 conducted a study in the UK, the largest of its kind. And they found that 74% of respondents claimed that they'd been so stressed they felt overwhelmed and unable to cope. The 4 main stressors: long-term illness in themselves or others close to them, debt, feeling as though they had to answer messages instantly, and the last one, pressure to succeed. The 3 most common ways of coping: smoking, drinking alcohol, and overeating. Now, I'm sure you'd agree with me there are healthier ways for us to overcome stress. but it's also about our mindset. What are some of the things that stop us from being more playful? Perhaps you feel you were born serious. Maybe you didn't have positive experiences, as I did, as a child with play. Recently, I was able to go around to schools across England and help adults to become more playful, and the results were remarkable. Whilst many adults relished the opportunity to play, some found it really tricky. One such group had a game involving eye contact. As soon as the game started, they all looked at their feet. So that brings me to B. B is for bounce back. If you're going to inject your life with some play, you're going to need to know what your options are. Scott Ebrel, play scholar, describes play beautifully. He says the paradox of play is this: play can be both spontaneous or planned. It can be solitary or social. It can be neat and tidy or messy. It can even be rude or polite. You get the idea. It's literally anything. So let's play a game now, shall we? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I'm going to see if I can come up with an A to Z list of options for you to play. And while I'm doing that, I'd like you to think about if you have done any of these or if you'd like to try them in the future. Right, let's see. A is for acrobats, B is for board games, C is for crafts, D is for dancing, E is for escape rooms, F is for funny faces, G is for golf, H is for historical reenactments, I is for Indian head massage, J is for journaling, K, kissing, L, live comedy, M, making music. Are you following me? N, nails and hairdos. O, opera. P, pamper day. Q, choir. I know I cheated. Q, R is for reading. S, surprise. T, train spotting. U, umbrella catching. V, viewing the night sky. W, walking the dog. X, X-rated. Y, yoga. And Z, Zumba. So did you find something in that list that you have done or would like to try? Yes or no? Yes. So practically, we might need to walk the dog for practical purposes, but again, it's your mindset while you're walking the dog. That is key. And that brings us to the last bit, which is connection. In order to use play in your life to benefit you, to help you with adversity, to help you with your stress, you need to connect deeply with yourself and give yourself what you need. Are you inundated with people and pressure all day? Could you really do with some time on your own? Or are you isolating yourself and really need some time with others? Do you like things that are more planned, or are you a spontaneous creature? Giving yourself what you need is really key to connecting with yourself. So let's take a look at what was happening for me on this trampoline. So as I was bouncing, my brain was emitting some positive chemicals, dopamine and serotonin. They helped me to feel calm, narrowed my focus, and raised my motivation. Exactly what I needed for the stage today. The other thing that was happening was I started raising my arms up, didn't I? Yes? What happens when a team scores? They raise their arms up, don't they? They celebrate. Is the team that just conceded, are they saying, "Oh no"? Of course not. Let's all raise our arms up. Oh, yes. Yeah. So on the trampoline, I was naturally giving myself what I needed, that victory cheer. And the last thing that was happening was I was bouncing, and I desperately wanted to challenge myself and take a risk. And did I succeed that day? Well, I'm not going to tell you that yet. So my point is, whatever you choose from that list of options or the hundreds and thousands of other options, it's about understanding what it's giving you particularly, what you're going to learn about yourself, and the awareness that you're going to have of yourself is going to be eye-opening for you. So that brings us then to 3 simple steps you can take to inject your life with some play. Number 1, find a friend. You'll know these playful adults because they've got laugh lines on their faces, or they've got paint under their nails, or maybe a deck of cards in their pocket. And if you haven't got a playful adult in your life, perhaps there are children in your life. Watch how they do it. Children are experts at play, especially if they have enough time. Number 2, clear your diary. It really is okay to not have every day fully booked and a super long list of things to do. And it's not just about your external diary, it's about what's happening in your mind as well. Are you on solving adult problems all the time, thinking about the next thing? If you do, you're missing opportunities to play. And if your diary is chock full, you're missing opportunities to find out what's fun for you. And the last, number 3, give yourself permission. Let your inner child out to play. It really is an act of self-love and discovery. Plato said, you discover more about a person in an hour of play than you can in a year of conversation. And I believe that is so true. So if you can take those 3 simple steps, find a friend, clear your diary, and let your inner child out to play, I know you'll be able to overcome any adversity, bounce back by connecting deeply with yourself. So, did I succeed on the trampoline that day? I sure did, and I've had a fantastic time with you all today. Right, I'm off to have some more serious fun. See ya!